Hey everybody, it's Christopher Small, the unconventional attorney, the owner of CMS Law Firm. And today I want to talk to you about learning a new practice area. More reader questions or listener questions submitted. Before I get to that though, I want to remind you, if you are not subscribed to the world's greatest law firm owner newsletter of all time, and you want to subscribe, you can go to theunconventionalattorney.com/newsletter. It is free. Every week I send you something amazing, and if you're not on it, you're kind of dumb. So go and do that. And you have the ability to send questions via that newsletter to me, which I'm going to talk about right now. So let's just dive into the next one. This is from Jason. Jason says, this one's a little bit long. I'm just going to read the whole thing. It applies to I think, to everyone across multiple practice areas. It says, Jason, it's Jason L. from the Houston area. I'm liking the sanctuary content since signing up a few weeks ago. Thanks, bro. I transitioned this year to estate planning probate after 15 years as a trial lawyer. I know a few years ago you made the transition into estate planning as well. I'm super comfortable with regular clients who need will packages, not so much yet with potential clients who are wanting more complex trusts, more advanced asset protection, or those who may need to anticipate the estate tax threshold being reduced to the point that they need to plan for that, etc. Here's the silly question that's more estate planning specific than from a business marketing aspect. Did you go through the same learning curves I'm finding myself going through in learning the nuances of all of the different trust types, etc., or is it just me? There's so many effing types that sometimes I find myself hoping the more complicated situations don't even present themselves to me. Then I get over it and resolve to simply get it done. But back during your first year of estate planning, was there ever any what the F is this type of trust moments that caused some initial trepidation? Because I'm hoping I'm not the only one, since I'm jumping into this new world of not having to be in trial mode all the time, which is awesome since estate planning is much less stressful than what I used to do. So, good question. Here is the answer. So here's the answer, sort of, whether it's a good answer or not. So to recap, or to sort of go back in time, when I first started my estate planning firm about 6 years ago or so, 6.5 years ago, I was a criminal defense attorney and a personal injury attorney on December 31, 2015. On January 1, 2016, I was an estate planning attorney. I just flipped the switch. I started telling everybody I was an estate planning attorney, and I started doing estate planning. I didn't have a lot of experience. I had used a couple of months and leading up to that to just basically read all I could about estate planning. I got a couple of treatises. I think I probably read through them 2 or 3 times. I got curious on Google. I bought some estate planning for dummies books to just try to figure out how things work in the real world. And I sort of just dove in. And even with all that, when I had my first potential client meeting, I was kind of freaked out because I didn't exactly know how it was going to go. I didn't know what questions were going to get asked. I didn't know if I knew the answers to those questions. And I definitely faced some trepidation about not being able to answer client questions or potential client questions correctly or sufficiently or at all. Okay, and the solution that I came up with was actually pretty straightforward. What I did at the beginning, and what I still do now in many instances, is I know the threshold of the type of person that I want to help, and if what someone needs exceeds that threshold, I just refer them out, or I tell them I can't help them, and I offer to refer them to someone or help them find someone that they can talk to. That's going to be the simplest answer. And this applies, there's a reason why this question applies across practice areas, because it works the same way. You know, if you are doing some, for example, when I was a criminal defense attorney, if somebody walked in with a murder case, I would say, that's above my pay grade. I'm not going to be doing that. If somebody walked in with a complicated medical malpractice case, I would say, I'm not doing that. We do car accidents here. Those are the kinds of things. So that applied for me across the board, no matter what type of practice area that I was in. And I think it can apply across the board to you. Now, when I would meet with people at the beginning in particular, they would ask me questions all the time that I did not know the answer to. And instead of being worried about that, or being scared, or being ashamed, or being whatever sort of anxious, I would just tell them, this is what I think the answer is. I'm going to go and double check, and I will let you know for sure. I will confirm. So that way I could tell them whatever I thought. Doesn't matter if it was right or wrong, because I was going to go confirm and then, circle back with them and make sure that the answer was correct. So, I did have some trepidation at the beginning. The other thing that you're going to find that I have found is that 97% of people need very, very similar things when it comes to estate planning. What you might do inside of those things might be a little bit different from time to time, but a lot of people are going to need the same sort of stuff. And so once you get the hang of it, once you get the a handle on the basics, once you have heard the same question 3 or 4 times, then you're going to know the answer to it. Then you can answer those questions with a little more confidence without having to check on them, and then you'll know exactly what you want to do. So I don't spend a lot of time trying to learn everything that I can about estate planning. I picked my lane. I know the people that I want to help. I know the type of service that I want to provide, and I'm just getting really, really good at providing that service. So I wouldn't consider my ideal client to be in that high net worth place. I also wouldn't necessarily consider them to be in that asset protection place. I have some attorneys that are actually sanctuary members that I refer asset protection stuff to, that kind of stuff, because they are literally pros. So that's what I do. I wouldn't lose a lot of sleep over it. I wouldn't worry about it too much. What I always tell people that are new to the game is that, your anxiety, your fear of messing up is typically going to be so high for most people that you are going to over-research, you're going to over-prepare, you're going to over-double check and triple check to make sure that there are no mistakes. And that typically will get a good result for a client. Will be the best result? Not always. Will be the right result? Not always. But even seasoned pros make mistakes. So, just keep that in mind. Work hard. Learn the stuff that you need to learn. And if things come across your desk that are too complicated or that you simply don't want to work on, then don't do them. That's the other thing. In my firm, we do estate planning and we do probate, and that's it. We don't do guardianships. We don't do elder law. We don't do Medicaid trusts. We don't do any of those kinds of things because they don't really fall into the area of work that I want to do, and they don't really fall into my ideal client. So we just don't do that kind of stuff. Do we turn people away sometimes? Yeah, but trust me, business is just fine. Okay. So that's it. Hopefully that answered your question, Jason. Thanks for sending it in. As for everyone else, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you know someone that needs to hear this, share it with them. Okay. I'm making these videos and doing all these things to help other law firm owners. So maybe you can help someone and pay it forward a little bit by sharing this kind of stuff with them so that they can improve their practice, they can improve their lives, and, maybe have a little fun along the way. So go share this with someone. If you're someplace that you can subscribe and you don't want to miss an episode, then subscribe. And if you are not getting the world's greatest law firm owner newsletter of all time, you can get it by going to theunconventionalattorney.com/newsletter. I share something every week, some little nuggets, and this week is no different. So go get that. It's free. Excited to have you on there. And that's it. So as always, I'm Christopher Small. I'm the unconventional attorney. I'm the owner of CMS Law Firm. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you again soon. See ya.